Hello everybody and welcome back to Season 35 of the Pokemon Cup Series. Today we're here at Orlando International Speedway for the running of the Tiburon 500. It is our second race of the round of 8 here in the Pokemon Cup Series playoffs. Last weekend at Talladega was a very surprising one as Alexander Rowe took home the win after a very crazy race there. Now we're in Orlando and hopefully we'll see if one of the championship 4 can lock his or her spot into that race, the round of 8, one of the 8 playoff drivers I should say, we'll see if one of them locks themselves in to the championship 4 at St. Joltis by winning this race here at Orlando. It is a 3-mile oval, but it runs clockwise, and it's one of 2 tracks that run clockwise on the schedule, the other being, of course, Calder Park in Australia. But this one is a super speedway, much more competitive super speedway in that. And this is the track that most of you guys who played NASCAR Thunder 2003 or 2004 are familiar with. As you can see, it has been completely, the layout's been it's a little different than what it was before, but it's still the same oval and still has the same fast speeds. So expect to see a lot of great action here today at Orlando. On the pole for this one here tonight is Donovan Duthin in the 43. On his outside is the 92 of Josh Drake. Row 2 with Zach Fitzwater and Cassandra Kirker. Row 3, Cullen Francis, Zachary DeLello, and Sharon Evans, Roger Ray make up row 4. Those are all the playoff drivers here today that are left that will compete for a spot in the Championship 4 at St. Joltis. So we just got 3 races left on the schedule. This is one of them. So let's go trackside for the command to fire up the engines.
Go out there and have a good time today. Make it happen in the end, my friend. Take something up here. You're ready to rock and roll. Good luck, you guys on pit road down there today.
Here we go. It's going to be the same format as the Talladega race. We will have 2 5-lap stages and 1 10-lap final stage. That'll determine who will win here today at Orlando, and maybe we'll see one of the 8 remaining playoff drivers lock his or her spot into the Championship 4. Last weekend it was an upset winner with Alexander Rowe at Talladega taking the win. The former playoff driver, he had his second win of the season at Talladega. We'll see who's going to win here in Orlando this time around. Oh, and by the way, Rowe starts not too far from the lead, so we might see him win again. Who knows? But anyway, here we go. Green flag waves in the Tiburon 500 here in Orlando. So far, Donovan Duthin with a good start, but Zach Fitzwater right behind him. And he's going to go for the lead. Last time these playoff drivers ran at Talladega, they were stuck in the back mostly after starting off on the front. But will this race be a little different? Zach Fitzwater just took the lead from the 43. And now here comes Francis. He's going to try to draft him. Try to force him up high. Maybe get a better run than the 4 did. 4 laps to go in stage 1. And Francis might have led the first lap. And he did. Car number 1 leads lap number 1. And Francis is trying to go for his second straight Cup title after winning the regular season championship this season. Wouldn't that be very impressive? He would be a champion last season, regular season champion this season, and maybe even a 2-time champion this season. Wouldn't that be impressive for Cullen Francis? There's already a wreck in the back. There's a spin. Ryan Butcher and Dylan Kroom and I believe Nick Salmon got turned They'll race it back, and Sebastian Kukulon is going to lead to the yellow. Wow, he came out of nowhere. Sebastian Kukulon leads to the caution flag. Wow. And this stage is going to end under yellow. We still got 2 more stages to go, so we're not done yet, guys. Ryan Butcher got hit, I believe, by Billy Bishop, and the Dylan Kroom car might have gotten hit by Nick Salmon. That's how they spun out. Almost like Talladega, with only 3 cars involved in that wreck. Except we did get 2 green flag laps in this time around. And there was some commotion under caution as Marcus Sachi was hit. Roger Ray got into Benjamin Miles and Sachi was hit. And from behind, Derek Hamill spun. Duth had made contact, and Eli Bryant also was caught up in it. Not sure what that was about, but it surely is going to change the look of this field now. Some playoff drivers were involved in that scuffle. That's going to be huge for implications of who will advance to the Final Four. And the first stage is over, and Peachy retired for whatever reason from that first stage. We didn't see him involved, but I think he might have caught up in that mix, and he retired. But he will start in the back now in stage 2. And Sebastian Kukulon takes the stage, so that means that no one's going to get the bonus 11 points because none of the 8 won the stage. Cullen Francis was the highest of the playoff drivers to finish that stage in 3rd, so his total will be 8 points. He'll add 8 points to his total. 6 points added for Zach Fitzwater, and 4, I believe, added for Roger Ray, and those are the only drivers in the playoffs that made the top 10 at the end of the stage. So those are the only 3 that'll get bonus points from the top 10 stages. And the only one in general to get points from the stages because they're in the playoffs. Sharona Evans, 11th place. Just missed on getting just 1 point. That could probably make the difference in determining who's in the Final Four. But anyway, when we come back, it's going to be stage 2 here at Orlando. Here we go, folks. Stage 2 about to get underway here at Orlando. Kukulon in front, and I thought something seemed to be wrong with Miles. But apparently, yeah, he's fine. So here we go. 5 more laps around Orlando. Unless if a caution comes before the last lap, we'll end this under caution. But we will get to the 10-lap final stage and see who will win from there. Pace car going to come down again. Another double file restart on the way here at Orlando with Kukulon in front. We'll see who's going to be a winner in stage 2. We'll see if there's any twists and turns here. And here we go. Green flag is out here back at Orlando. Looks like Francis wants to get back in the lead. He's running in 2nd. Oh, Evan Hunter a little bit off there. And Giovanni Castillo is up to the 2nd position. Kukulon gets that lead away, and he's trying to block, but here comes Francis drafting from Fitzwater in the 4. Zach Fitzwater goes down to the 2nd spot. And now we got the playoff drivers in the top 2. Well, not quite there yet, but they might soon. The driver's starting to move out a little about. Gonna be fun. Here we go. Marcus Sachi into the bottom position. 4 wide battle. Very wide battling now. Right in the middle of the pack. They're 4 wide. Things are going to get more tense here. Brianna Russell getting on the low line, the lowest you could possibly get. She almost actually touched the yellow line. Or I should say almost went below the yellow line. But look at this pack. This pack is going to wreck out any second. Huge pack still lining up. Fitzwater and Francis battle for the lead to see which one of the four which one of those two will advance into the championship 4, and we're going to be clean on that second lap. We're going to have more green flag laps in the first stage, so this is going to be interesting. Still 4-5 wide. Anything can happen now. DeLello into second. Goldman down low. And now DeLello just took the lead that quickly. That shows you how fast things can change in one turn. Ben Goldman gonna go for the lead too. Anthony Lopez down behind him as well. There's 2 more laps in stage 2. Pichu's also in the mix. Reagan Whitlock right behind Pichu. And now Lopez goes for the lead. He may not be competing for a championship now, but he wants to win more races. Already has 4 wins this season coming in. He might go for a 5th. Won't get him in the championship 4, but 5 wins though. Very impressive with this team. It would be if he can do it here at Orlando. Reagan Whitlock, 2nd place now, and now he wants the lead. Josh Drake way down low as we come to the white flag in stage 2. And this is just the beginning, folks. I wonder what's going to happen in the final stage. Are they going to race harder? We'll see. How about Nick Salmon making his way to the front? And Nick Salmon's got a run with Ryan Butcher behind him. Still battling and the fight goes on. Who's going to lead stage 2? Josh Drake in the middle. Oh, they're starting to wreck. Oh, they wreck. Last lap chaos in stage 2. Eli Bright, Zach Fitzwater, Cullen Francis. Big names in the wreck. In the end of stage 2, that's sure going to make stage 3 even more fun. Nick Salmon's going to take stage 2. Wow. Was that intense or what? What a way to end the stage with a big crash. They just, wow. Huge crash with 3 or 4 wide together. Look at that. Acevedo, DeLello, Francis, and Fitzwater and Bright involved. Big crash. And Roger Ray was hit. Oh boy. That's going to make the playoff race, that's going to make the race for the win even more intense. With them wrecking out, there's going to be a lot of tension in the final stage between these playoff drivers. Oh boy. Can't wait for the final stage. It's surely going to be a thriller. Ryan Nick Salmon though, he does win stage 2 in a intense race. And guess what? Only Josh Drake finished in the top 10 among the playoff drivers in 5th. How shocking is that? 6 points for him, a bonus 6 points that might actually help him out and advancing to the championship 4. Boy, with the wreck, that puts the big contenders in the back to start off. But we've seen drivers go from behind to the win at super speedways, so maybe an advantage, maybe not. But with them wrecking each other out in that last lap, there's going to be a lot of tension. Maybe some payback. Oh, and the payback might be permanent because it's the final 10 laps, the stage. and we might get 2-lap overtime if there's a caution before the end of the 10 laps run. So there's gonna be a lot of battling, folks. So you'll want to stay tuned for the last stage. Alrighty, guys, back here, the final 10-lap stage at Orlando. Of course, if we end this stage under caution, we will have a 2-lap overtime finish with no cautions. So here we go. Will we see a round of 8 driver lock his or her spot in the Championship 4 by winning this race? We're about to find out. Nick Salmon leads the field back to green, trying to get his first career Cup win at this track. We'll see if he can do it right here at Orlando. Pace car down. Here we go. There's some playoff drivers behind here, so there's going to be some intensity in these final couple laps after the last stage ended in a crash, with some of them taken out. So here we go, 10 laps to go. Going to be exciting. Reagan Whitlock in second, and Josh Drake, the only playoff driver in the top 10 right now, in third position. Maybe this might be his chance to get him in the Championship 4. If he wins this race, he's in the Championship 4. So he really wants to take a chance here. He wants to win and compete for a title at Zandvoorts. Probably the smallest team among the remaining playoff drivers. We'd really love to take that 92 car to the top. Now look at Ben Goldman. Look at that aggressive move. He goes on the bottom lane. He knows it's the best lane. He moved that quick, man. He moved quickly. He found a drafting partner with Matthew Mdev, but now it's about to become a 4-wide battle. Oh, look at the 17 nearly touching the yellow line, trying to stay on the bottom lane as Nick Salmon pulls a little bit ahead. Cars pulling away. And Reagan Whitlock goes for the lead. Look at the 6 of James Richardson. He's trying to really find a lane to use, and he gets loose. And now Mdev in the 17 takes the top 5 spot. We'll see if Mdev could win this thing. He almost won at Talladega, believe it or not. So he knows around these super speedways. Maybe this could be the day he wins again. 4 wide for second is Whitlock in the lead now. Lap 3. Things about to get insane. Oh boy, they're jumping up and down. Still trying to hang on for dear life. Wouldn't this be a big one if there was a big crash right now? It would be really big. It would set up a final lap showdown. It would really make things more interesting. Oh, here we go. Now they're going to wreck. They started a wreck. Josh Drake involved. And just when I said they were about to wreck, they start to wreck. Dylan Kroom is in front. Whew, boy, wasn't that huge. Josh Drake was running 4th last time, and he gets involved in the wreck. Big implications here. Nobody was safe from this one. Oh, man. Josh Drake, he's got to be heartbroken, man. Going from trying to get a good top 10 finish to maybe get some big point to being in, to possibly looking out, hoping to have some help to get in the Championship 4. Oh boy. Don Dutha was also hit, so that might have some implications as well. Wow. The highest playoff driver running now is 9th place Sharona Evans. Only a few laps left when we get back to green. We'll see if she has enough time to get a top 5, maybe a win. There'll be 3 laps to go when we come back to green. And of course, we would have overtime if a caution comes before we see the white flag. Oh boy, here we go. 3 to go. Dylan Kroom is in front. He won at Gravis City to get him in the playoffs. He was eliminated, but he's looking to win again. It was Rowe that got his second win of the season at Talladega last week, and we'll see if Dylan Kroom can do the same. Miles running in second place. He hasn't had a good season, but he wants to end it with a win. Maybe he can try to end it with a win here. And there's Stitzel, Whitlock, MDev. And Stitzel has 2 wins, but already eliminated from the playoffs. But he still wants to win again. And now Roger Ray going to be the highest playoff driver running. But they're both on the high line, so they might not have a chance to take the checkered flag in Orlando, but the best they could do is hope for overtime. Maybe they could get a run in overtime. Maybe they can come back. Maybe they'll get even better positions at the restart in overtime. But there's 2 more laps around. Still all about Kroom. Here comes Whitlock. Here comes Hamill. Both having won. Looking for their first wins at this track. Miles behind him as well. Try not to lose the draft. Here comes Whitlock for the second spot. Might be crucial here. They're not wrecking, so they're going to play it safe. Ray, Pichu battle. Evans on the bottom. Evans might have the better line at the end, but we'll see if Kroom can hang on. Looked like Whitlock was going to get second, but somehow Miles was able to get the better run up high. Coming to the white flag with 1 lap to go for Dylan Kroom. Can he hang on for his second career win? Here we go. We'll end this race in the green, so no wreck is going to stop them this time around. Whitlock going to try again for second. Might be beneficial for Kroom. Final corners. Whitlock is coming through. Will Dylan Kroom block the 38? Here they come off the final corner. Battling for second, and Kroom has the edge. Might try to block Whitlock. Down the final corner. Here comes Dylan Kroom. Won at Gravis City, and now he's going to get his second career win at Orlando. Here he comes off the final corner. Dylan Kroom wins the Tiburon 500. And somehow Miles was able to hang on for second over the 38. And that high line worked to his advantage. He was able to be the runner-up. Dylan Kroom earns his second win of the season here at Orlando, just like what Alexander Rowe did at Talladega. May not be a playoff driver now, but sure raced like one today, as Kroom is your winner here at Orlando. And no playoff driver finished the top 10 in the race. Sharona Evans ended up being the highest finishing playoff driver in 12th, and Roger Ray was behind her in 16th. So this is going to be a very close battle for the championship in the last race of the round of 8 at Coca-Cola. Oh, it's going to be insane. You don't want to miss Coca-Cola, because we're going to have our Championship 4 revealed after that race. Oh, it's going to be intense. With all the close battles they've had here so far, Coca-Cola is surely going to be the closest until we get to Zandvoorts. So, you don't want to miss Coca-Cola Super Speedway. That's going to be fun. So anyway, hope you enjoyed Orlando, and we will see you guys next weekend as the National Series and Truck Series will head to Armory Digital, and the Cup Series will head to Coca-Cola. So it's going to be fun next weekend, and then we'll go to Zandvoorts from there. Don't miss any of our next races. We'll see you guys next time.